Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we'll be checking out another recommendation through the comment section. This person, what the hell? I literally said this person and I was trying to read their name on YouTube, and the person is titled or called T Person Is Awesome. Like, what? That is crazy. That's a pretty cool name. But yeah, shout out to you, man. But they said, I've just started watching your videos, and as an Australian, I would love to recommend looking into the Emu War. You will have fun with it. Okay, Emu? Hey, we're gonna be checking this out right now, so thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, this is a animal war, so I'm a little bit confused about it, but we're gonna be checking it out right now. So thank you for watching as usual. If you have any recommendations, you can leave those in the comment section down below, but preferably you can click that link that is going to be provided in the pinned comment section, and you can use that to recommend videos using a Google form, and I'll check them out as soon as possible. It could be videos about Australia, New Zealand, songs from either countries. I'll check them out. Yeah, we learn about Australia and New Zealand on this channel. So without further ado, let's check out this video.
Emus versus humans.
Who? Emu? Emu? It's not Emu? Emu? Sounds so weird saying it like that. Emu. Emu. Emu.
Emus versus humans. Who would win that fight?
Humans?
This is a question we no longer have to ask because we know the answer. In 1932, 20,000 emus took on the Australian military. The result bathed these birds in eternal glory.
How?
This is the Emu War. Hi, I'm Danielle Dufault, and you're watching Animal Logic.
What's up?
The Emu War of 1932 is one of the most glorious moments in avian military history. A ragtag crew of tens of thousands of flightless birds took on Australian World War I veterans and waged a war of attrition that concluded in human retreat. But how did it get to that? Let's start with the antebellum period. Emus and their ancestors have inhabited Australia for millions of years. They live across the country, but in Western Australia, they congregate in large groups that migrate from the outback to the coast for the breeding season. Emus are one of the largest birds in the world. They can be close to 2 meters tall and weigh up to 70 kilograms.
Taller than me. That shit making me seem like I'm 5 feet tall, boy. It's crazy. Wow. You know, somebody's like, oh yeah, man, it's pretty tall. It's a pretty tall bird. You'd be like, oh, so it's about 5 feet tall. You're like, cool. 6'6"? The hell you talking about 6'6"? What? Come on, man. What?
They're the third tallest avian species after the 2 African ostrich species. They're also the 5th heaviest bird, after the ostriches and the northern and southern cassowaries, also from Australia.
That's a nice bird right there.
On the human side, Western Australia has been populated for tens of thousands of years. But during the early 20th century, the population exploded following the construction of railways that connected it to the rest of Australia. Population went from 40,000 in 1890 to 400,000 in 1930. Wheat farming was a key part in this population and economic boom, with most of it being exported. But after the Great Depression of 1929, the markets collapsed. People stopped buying their wheat, and farmers started to really suffer financially. At the same time, a drought caused a larger than usual emu migration, and the wheat fields were right on their path. You might have seen signs that tell you not to feed wild birds because it disrupts their migration patterns. This is exactly what happened in Western Australia. Once the emus found all of this delicious wheat and water reservoirs, there was no reason for them to keep moving.
Hey everyone!
everyone, we have exciting news. We're thrilled to announce the release of Animalogic's very first book, Strange Creatures. This book dives into the most incredible animals we've ever featured. The emus started going into the farms and eating to their heart's content. But they have pretty huge hearts, and the 20,000 of them quickly started destroying farms. Emus never skip leg day, and it was easy for them to knock down fences. This caused the additional damage of letting rabbits and other animals into the farms, which quickly turned them into dust. Many of the farmers were World War I veterans who'd been given farmland after the war. They were enduring great financial hardship due to the global recession that had tanked wheat exports, while the government had failed to provide subsidies. They needed to get rid of the emus as soon as possible, and since they had fought in the trenches, they thought they knew the best way to get rid of their adversaries: machine guns. They helped defeat the great German and Austrian armies, so there's no way they wouldn't defeat their oversized bin chickens. Right? Right? The farmers petitioned the federal government to help them. They asked the government to send machine gun specialists to deal with the rascally emus. The plan was that the farmers would pay for the food, bullets, and accommodation, while the state government of Western Australia would pay for the transportation of soldiers and equipment. From the federal government's point of view, this was basically a free operation that could serve as target practice for the soldiers. And so, the soldiers prepared for battle and went on their merry way all the way to the wheat fields of Western Australia. What they didn't know was that the emus were already prepared. They had been prepared for thousands of years. Emus emerged at a time when Australia was packed with carnivores, like the 7-meter-long Megalania, the jaguar-sized Thylacoleo.
What the hell is 7 meters? What is 7 meters? What is 7 meters? Honestly, because 10 feet is quite close to 7. So 10 feet, 7 meters is quite close in a relation with the number, not the meter or the feet, right? So 7 is close to 10. If I'm not mistaken, I think meters are measured a little bit larger than feet. So 7 feet, 7 meters has to be like mad, like huge in feet. 7 meters to feet. Not centimeter, what the hell? I said feet. No, what the hell? 7 meters to feet. 22 feet. Holy shit. 2 times the height of a basketball hoop. Boy, that's crazy. That joint was long, boy. Wow. Beautiful. Love it, though.
Also known as the marsupial lion. Quincana, a croc with the gait and speed of a Komodo dragon. And the Wonambi, a constrictor snake bigger than the largest living anacondas. And not only did the emus survive among these natural-born killers, they outlived them. So the emus had a very simple and effective strategy. In the words of the great poet, oversimplified, the emus said, "When they approach us, we run away." But still, none of these predators had machine guns, as far as we know. What kind of challenge would a couple of primates with boomsticks mount? The first battle took place in early November 1932. The soldiers approached a group of about 50 emus, and once they were within firing range, they unleashed their World War I Lewis guns. The emus did what they've been doing for thousands of years, and at the first shot, they scrammed and scattered in all directions. To defend themselves from these killers, emus developed powerful legs for kicking their opponents, but also to sprint away from danger. Emus can run at speeds of up to 50 kilometers an hour. fast enough to cover 3 football fields in 20 seconds. They also have a thick plumage to protect them and conceal
What?
their most...
What? Hold on, what? 3 football field in 20 seconds. You're lying. You're lying. Holy. No way. Nah, that is crazy.
sensitive areas. Within seconds, they were all out of the machine gun's range. Only a few emus were felled, while the army wasted hundreds of bullets. Round 1. Advantage: birds. For the next couple of weeks, the soldiers kept the same strategy, but the emus kept thwarting their attempts due to their speed, agility, their ability to escape into rugged terrain, and an outstanding resilience to bullets. Emus are naturally skittish and run away at the first sight of danger. Their height and great vision helps them spot danger from large distances, and their travel groups keep eyes on all directions, scanning for danger. On one occasion, the soldiers tracked a group of 1,000 emus. But once they opened fire, the emus did what they always do and left the soldiers in the dust. Just about 25 emus were killed that day.
Out of
The
1,000.
Emu Central Command reacted to this attack by canceling all large congregations. The soldiers would have to pick off hundreds of smaller groups. The emus officially entered the age of guerrilla warfare. Just like in other guerrilla wars, the emus were outgunned, but they had terrain and chaos on their side. They endured attacks from machine guns strapped to trucks, which couldn't drive as fast as the emus could run on uneven ground and made aiming almost impossible. There was even a report of an emu who got run over by the truck, but its body got stuck in one of the front wheels, making the truck lose control and crash into a tree. They
Kamikaze.
literally had kamikaze attacks. After a brief interruption due to pressures from the media and the general public, the war continued until the government put a final stop to it. By then, the soldiers had used close to 10,000 bullets and killed under 1,000 emus. The operation was too expensive and was considered too inhumane a way to control emu populations. The issue had reached such farcical levels in Australian politics that a member of parliament mockingly pondered if the soldiers involved in the emu war should be given a medal, to which another member responded that if anything, the medal should go to the emus. That was the final military involvement in the farmers' conflict with the emus, but not the end of the war on the bird. In the following years...
That's pretty impressive from the emus, because, like, wow. You just, absorb all that and just disappear. You'd run away from them. Like, that's actually pretty impressive. I just imagine if they had weapons, what would happen.
A bounty system proved more effective than machine guns. This was just another of the many conflicts where humans settle in an animal's habitat and then get mad when the wildlife is still around and tries to use the available resources to survive. And just like that, with emu egg on their face, the military ended their operations. In this case, better fencing and population management led to a relatively happy ending. Emus are still abundant, and Australians, legend has it, are also still kicking.
That was beautiful.
So what should we talk about next?
That was really beautiful. Man, holy. Emus. Bro. Freaking legit, man. They're legit. I did not know that these guys were this badass. Like, how do you actually outperform soldiers with machine guns? We're not talking about some assault rifle. We're talking about machine guns shooting out like a lot of rounds. Like, you outperform these guys? Pff, Just imagine they had weapons. Like this would have went south. But I really think this was actually a great recommendation because I had no idea about this. Now I know a little bit of another part of Australia's military situation. This one is not the best, but obviously, if the soldiers wanted to win, it's quite easy. It's just gonna cost them a lot, which is not the smartest thing to do, right? But this was a beautiful video, and I absolutely enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did likewise. So thank you for watching. I'm out of here. Any recommendations, you can leave those in the comment section down below, or preferably in the pinned comment section where you can recommend videos, and I'll check them out as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Peace.